It's very important always, like most of the time when you don't follow your intuition, you will just, you will end up like, why this is happening to me? But if you think of it like you had a feeling, but you ignored these feelings and you keep going and you keep doing what you're doing because you ignored this feeling. And this feeling most of the time is your intuition. Whenever you feel something or you see something or feel something or see something or understand something, just address it. Especially if you are a coach, just bring it up to the clients. I'm seeing like this, what is that?
Hi there, Adrian here, and this is a video from a Zoom session that we do. We do these Zoom sessions every Sunday and we take questions and answers from the audience, some of our students, some of our members. We never know what questions are coming up, so I'm always excited to do these sessions and I hope to see you at one of them. Make sure you hit the subscribe button below and check out the other playlists that we have. Thank you, enjoy.
Some types of intuition perceptions. These are your ways of accessing information. Some of these you may have seen before, or perhaps all of them. They are actually also up on the ICF website, which is interesting. So we have 6 in total. And you can see when you look at these, some relationships also to how these can be used in NLP, for example, with anchoring, if you're doing an anchoring technique with somebody, and also to timeline therapy. So first we have clairvoyance. Clairvoyance is where you get messages through seeing. So perhaps you have images. You could, and if you are someone, by the way, these are, you will have one of these senses that is your dominant sense, but you can develop all of these senses. It's like, they're like muscles, you know, you just have to train. But you always have one usually that's predominant. So if you are someone also who is a visual learner, clairvoyance might be your main type of intuitive perception. And people who are extremely clairvoyant sometimes get information through dreams. So dreams are a great way actually to connect with your intuition because your conscious mind is silent and more calm. So some people have what are called premonitory dreams, where they actually see dreams, where they actually see or they access information about the future through seeing. Another clair is clairaudience, which is accessing information through hearing. If you are someone who is an auditory learner, this might be your predominant intuitive perception. Clairsentience is accessing information through feeling. So if you are someone who is very, if you consider yourself to be an empath, meaning that you connect with other people and their feelings, that you can feel what they feel. If someone walks into a room and you just know that something is wrong without them actually saying anything, then clairsentience is probably your dominant type of intuition perception. And if you are a kinesthetic learner, then this may be your dominant sense. Clairalience and clairgustance are not as common in terms of being the more predominant senses. However, we can, again, if you're doing NLP and anchoring, this is something that we use a lot to help the person to connect to a memory. Claircognizance is the act of just knowing. So you know, you don't exactly know why you know, but you know. So I would love for you to just write in the chat which type of intuitive perception you think is your most dominant. I'd be curious to know. So me personally, I am definitely clairsentience, which is feeling is more my dominant sense. And I practice Reiki, which is energy healing. So I feel energy.
Mentally, when we're using intuition, sometimes it can be difficult because, as you said before, you're trying to figure out what is coming from a place of emotion, what is coming from a place of bias, whether it be a cognitive bias or some type of trauma or patterns of thought, and what really is intuition. So mentally, the way that I have been able to discern this in my life is to kind of be a little scientific about it, which is ironic because I'm using mental abilities to try to siphon out what isn't mental, but it seems to work. So what I do normally is I try to figure out if the feeling that I'm having could have any bias or anything that was substantiating it beforehand. And then if I'm really stuck, then I just ask the universe. So let me give you an example, because I think that that's probably the best. Sarah and I were in Thailand during what do we call it? Our coronavirus escape for a while. So we were down there for 2 months, and we were staying in a really nice place. And I kept having a feeling that I should stay. So I kept staying. I kept like changing my plane ticket many times. And finally, we got to a point and we said, okay, we need to go back. So it was a Friday and we set our tickets. And we made that decision. We made it informed. We tried to use intuitive purposes to do that. We tried to like feel it. We meditated on it, you know, whatever. And we got there. Sunday morning, I woke up. And I just woke up out of nowhere and said, we need to go home earlier. There was nothing that happened. Nobody called me. I didn't see any text messages, nothing. I just woke up and said, we need to go earlier. And then, of course, you play this tennis. Okay, where is this coming from? Is this fear because I'm afraid I'm not going to get back? Is it this? Is it this? And then I started research. Okay, what is the bias that could be here? I couldn't really find anything that would be the mental reason for that happening. So then I did my second approach, was I manifest answers. I say, okay, universe, if this is really the way I'm supposed to go, show me. Just show me. During the next 45 minutes, I got a call from my mom back home saying that my father's surgery, which is one of the reasons that we had been staying there so that I could get to America if there was an emergency, his surgery was postponed. Therefore, getting rid of the one reason I needed to stay in Thailand. I got off the phone and a guy that I had met on the island sent me a message saying, P.S., just heard from government, it's not being publicized yet, but the lockdown's probably happening within a week. And then I texted Sarah, said, you need to get over here. We need to talk. I think we need to leave earlier. And Sarah said, yeah, I had a feeling this morning that we had to leave earlier too. That was 3 ways within an hour that the universe was like, yes, you're right. And when we said, when should we, and we had just booked it 2 days, or like 2.5 days earlier. And she said, when should we do it? And I said, Thursday, Friday at the latest. I just had it. And she's like, why? I'm like, I just have a feeling. Ladies and gentlemen, Sarah and I we came back to China and we got through immigration precisely 1 hour before the country's borders shut down. So that is an example of intuition and how you can mentally kind of figure out what's going on.
When you also are in a situation where you are not feeling safe, your intuition is going to ignite. It will kick in. So yeah, thank you for sharing that amazing experience. Now we're going to hear from John.
I'm being coaching for some time, as many important for the coaches is the intuition. That's one of the reasons why ICF has a full page of it. So mainly coaching, as many of us know, is not just answering question, come with a question list. The main important thing in coaching is the coach intuition. Most of the time you see the client, like I am sitting with a client, the client is answering my question, but I'm reading between the lines. I'm reading his body language, I'm reading his tone. And I just bring it up. And I share it with the client. I say like this, I hear like this, you said like this. Why did you say like this? What does that mean? And it gives the client and the people too much awareness. One of the things my intuition, I know that my intuition is on good level. The thing what's really improve it and enhance it is the NLP. It's make me like, I be able to see better. I be able to read better. I listen better. So that's it. It's very important always, like most of the time when you don't follow your intuition, you will just, you will end up like, why this is happening to me? But if you think of it, like you had a feeling, but you ignored these feelings and you keep going and you keep doing what you're doing because you ignored this feeling. And this feeling most of the time is your intuition. Whenever you feel something or you see something or feel something or see something or understand something, just address it. Especially if you are a coach, just bring it up to the clients. I'm seeing like this, what is that?
I absolutely agree that NLP has so many aspects of intuition and really can help you in developing it. And also, you know, in business, your intuition, really connecting with your intuition will help you to know who you are aligned to work with and who you're not aligned to work with, because you really want to have to attract your soulmate clients. You know, you want to attract those people in life that you really feel a connection with, that you really probably have similar values with, and that you truly know that you can help. So your intuition really helps you to come from a place of knowing versus guessing in all aspects of career.
Boom! You made it here! Good on you. Make sure you click the subscribe button below and check out the playlist at the end. If you'd like to come along to our Sunday sessions where we host a live free Q&A for our students and members, you're welcome. I'll see you there.